Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode with your hosts, Val and Lynx. Let's just jump into it. Dear Diary.
All right, welcome back. Why don't we start off with your COVID vaccine story?
Okay, so I had COVID in February. So people were saying like, oh, if you want, you should wait the 90 days or wait like 28 days. So I just decided to wait for like at least 90 days before I got it, just in case of like any other effects that I could have had with it. So then I decided this on Monday to go get the first vaccine. And so I wanted either Pfizer or Moderna, like with the 2 doses. And so I showed up to the stadium place, and they had like a little drive-through, and I was like, hey, like I'm here, and I like scheduled my appointment and everything, and then they were like, oh, we're actually closing down in like 2 weeks, so we can't do any of the like the 2 doses
And you
vaccine.
signed up too?
I signed up, yeah, and it said like you're gonna get. It didn't say exactly what I was gonna get, which was kind of the problem. I just didn't know what I was gonna get, but it said like if you sign up, you automatically get to be able to sign up for your second dose as well. So like I assumed I was gonna get one of those two. And so I went there, and they were like, oh yeah, we're actually closing in 2 weeks, so we can't give you like either of the 2-dose vaccines, and we only have the Johnson Johnson. And I was like, okay, I really don't want to do that. Is it possible for me to get like Pfizer, Moderna? And they said, yeah, like it was like a 2-part drive or something. So like one was in one place, and the one was like 20 minutes or like 5 minutes, 20 minutes away ish. And so then they were like, you can go there. They're doing it because they'll be open like a week longer. So like they were able to give both of the doses. So I was like, okay. So I was with my friend, and we both decided to drive and go. So first of all, we were in downtown, and so like in general, just driving down there, kind of a hot mess at times. And so I was just a little bit on the struggle bus because I just couldn't figure out like where to go. And like the entrances to these vaccine places were like the most difficult thing ever. They were like, the first place I went to had like 5 entrances, and then all of them were closed but one. And there was like one randomly in the middle.
Was this like a drive-through thing? Like, were you getting it in your car, or did you have to get out of your car?
I think I was getting it in my car. So they like, it was like at like the stadium, and like there were like cones you had to follow and stuff, and like you'd go through the cones, and like all the gates were blocked off, and all the signs said like, oh, this gate is closed, try the next one. This gate is closed, try the next one. And I missed and I went through all 5 of them, and I couldn't find the entrance. So then I had to U-turn and come back around and find it, and it was just a hot mess. And then driving through the cones is really stressful because I get really worried about driving through cones that I'm like, I can't tell, like I'm too far this way or whatever.
Yeah.
So then I left, and then they were like, okay, go to this address. So I drove there. And then that place, we couldn't even find the entrance. We went 2 times around the building, and apparently it was closed. So they're not even open till tomorrow. Well, Tuesday, because I went on Monday.
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, I'll just go get it like somewhere else or something. So we're just going to go get it at Walgreens. So then I decided to get it at a Walgreens near my house, and I got it, was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday.
No, the day before.
Yeah, and since I had COVID, it was a little rough for my first dose compared to most people. Had a little bit of fever, and like my arm, literally, I could not move my arm. And maybe this is by choice, but like my dad was like, just keep moving it. But if I like moved it like the smallest bit, I just felt pain, like for no reason. Like I was dying. Yeah, I couldn't. The worst part of it was I couldn't sleep, and because I usually like toss and turn like to different sides, and the fact that I could only go to one side, I just got uncomfortable on that side, so I tried to turn the other way, but I just couldn't, and like I would just lay there. And then the next thing I knew, the sun was coming up, and I was like, what the heck is happening? And then I got up at like 6:30 because I was like, I just need to walk around. And then my dad was up.
You texted me at like I when I woke up, I saw your text. You're like, I'm really struggling right now. And that was like at 6:50 in the morning, and I wake up before you, so I'm like, why are you up? But you never replied to my text. I was like, what's wrong? And you just really just left me like that. And I was like,
well,
cool.
The thing is, we were supposed to record the podcast like 10:30 or something in the morning, so like because we were both like kind of up, and so I was like, I like just like was watching something till like 2, so then I slept at like 2:30, 3ish, and then I woke up again at like 4 because I got cold and put the blanket on. And ever since then, I was just wide awake till like 6. And so then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. And so I walk outside, and my dad is awake, which scared me because I was like, why is he awake? I knew he wakes up like really early for no reason, but like just to see him, he was like, hi, and I was like, hi. I was like half dead, and so then I go, and I was like kind of like in half tears because I was just, it was just in that
Oh,
moment I was like, I just couldn't. And then I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then I like went back to bed, and I was like, okay, let me just tell, like, I just want to like let you be aware that I was like dying. So I just texted you real quick. I was like, I'm struggling. And then I went back to bed, and like, I think I like tried my best to fall asleep, and I did fall asleep. And then I kept waking up like every hour or so. So saw your text, and I was like, I don't think I'll be functioning enough to do the podcast. So I'll just sleep through it. So then I slept, and then I texted you again. I was like, crap, I just like fully like missed it. But like I like slept all day yesterday. Like I'd sit downstairs and like I watch like an episode of something, and then would go back to sleep for another like 2 hours and wake up and then watch more TV and go back to like it was just so like not it. But it's fine. And I somehow like fell asleep like at 12, like after sleeping from like 8 to 10. I don't know how I did that. Like if I can't do naps. Like here's something you all need to know. I do not do naps. If I nap, like I cannot sleep at night. So the fact
I
that I
nap.
napped like 5 times and still fell asleep super early, like just did not add up. I like felt like I'd COVID all over again, but not as bad.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just I was just like the exhaustion. I felt like it reminded me of that, but it wasn't as bad because I wasn't like coughing or anything. But I was coughing from my allergies. So then that started kicking up at night. So then that was a hot mess. But it's fine.
Really thriving over there, aren't you?
Yeah, but now I woke up and I'm feeling a-okay.
That's good. That's good. Hopefully your second dose isn't as bad and you had like any dose. I mean, like for me, I remember like I went when I got vaccinated and like came out and like we were doing like windmills, like like when you rotate your arm like over.
I
We
did
were doing
that
that in
at
the
the
parking lot.
Walgreens. So I thought it was
We're
supposed
just
to
like doing
help.
that because like they made us sit down for like 15 minutes to make sure that we weren't like having a reaction to the vaccine or something. But as soon as I got my second dose or first dose and second dose, like I was moving my arm around. I don't think I did as much for the second one. That's why my arm was like more sore. But like I sleep on my belly. My belly. I
What?
sleep on
How
my
do you
stomach.
do that?
What do you mean? How do I do that? I just
Like
do.
the weight, I don't know, like
Of
my
what?
stomach starts to hurt. Like the weight that I'm putting pressure on my stomach if I'm sleeping on it, and like that starts to hurt
Nah.
me. And so then I'm
I
all
laid
like,
down on like my stomach and like put my hands underneath my pillow and like I put my
yeah,
hands are underneath, like my arms are underneath the pillow with my pillow on top, and then I have my head on the pillow. And then I'm like usually like completely on my stomach for the most part. But like I still do like turn around. I've
right,
never found
yeah.
it comfortable to sleep on a side. I've always slept on like either like back or stomach.
I
It's
like,
really uncomfortable for me to sleep on a side. But when when I got both of my shots, it was like even on the side, I guess it applied like a little pressure, so it really hurt at times. So I had to sleep on the side, and I'm not used to sleeping on the side. So
which is
that was
so
really
weird.
painful. But like it was also just like a 1 day thing. After that, I was like able to sleep on it, even if it was like a little sore. It didn't bother me too much.
Yeah, yesterday I like forced myself to sleep on the side that I got my shot because I was like, I like cannot just keep sleeping on this one side the entire time. And then
Yeah.
after a while I got fine, and so after I took medicine yesterday, and that's when it started to like not hurt as bad, and then I
Did
was
you
able to
wake
sleep
up
on
with the
it.
fever?
Honest, not like kind. I don't think it was a bad fever. I definitely woke up like really like freezing cold, and like my room is always really cold in the morning, so I think it was like that didn't help. But then when I went downstairs, like I just had like 3 layers of blankets on, and I was just asleep.
We love to see it. Did you see in Ohio, I guess to encourage like vaccinations, 5 random adults who get like fully vaccinated are going to get like $1 million.
What? No, I did not see that.
And I think like 5 teenagers who get fully vaccinated get like full rides. I don't know to where.
That's actually kind of cool. Did you see the donut stuff that Krispy Kreme is doing for like
I know Krispy Kreme was doing like a free donut for your vaccination card. I don't know if things have like changed since then.
yeah, but for class of 2021 they did like their graduation donuts again. And did
Oh,
you see that this time they did glazed as a
you're
section?
lying.
Yeah, I saw
You're
that and I was
lying.
like you missed out. 'Cause like we had what, like lemon, chocolate, and strawberry and
So
something
let's
else.
just okay, so a little recap was we are class of 2020 and like our school year got shut or cut. But Krispy Kreme was like, all right, like to make you all feel better, we're gonna give you like a free dozen donuts. And we are like, all right, bet. Thing is, like there's only how many Krispy Kremes are there? Like two in town, right?
Yeah, there's definitely not many.
There's two in town or something, and then like everyone on like Instagram and like Snapchat was like, oh, y'all check this out. So we knew there's gonna be a lot of people. So we
Right.
went at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. I took the picture at 6:24 is when we picked up the donuts. And it
Yeah,
opened at 6 or
right.
6. And so we like got in line at 6.
We got in line because there were like other cars there too. Like it
Yeah.
was like we all came from like our individual cars. So like you came and then like what two or three of our friends came and then I
Right,
came.
yeah.
So it was like and then that was like four or five cars were just like us. And then there were
Mhm.
like maybe additional like four or five cars other
Yeah.
there. But I mean the donuts were cute. They're like 2020 decorated and stuff. But I only like glazed donuts because I think glazed donuts are like the least sweetest because everything else just has so much going on. And I think that's all it needs to be because then if you get like a plain donut, that's just like bread, you know? Which I mean, bread also slaps. Love bread, but just like with the little glaze, it tastes anyways. So we got our donuts and I was really upset that they were not glazed. But I was like, all right, whatever. I think I was also super upset about the fact that we had like a dozen, right? So like half of them were filled donuts, and I hate filled
Yeah.
donuts.
I don't like them
So
either.
it was
Like
like
I like just took out the filling and then ate like here and there, but most of them just
no,
went
but
to
it's like
waste.
okay, so like out of the dozen, six of them were filled, and then out of the other six, like two of them were like lemon flavored or something, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. And then like the other two were or two of them were like chocolate, and I don't really like that. It was like strawberry, which I could like somewhat get behind. So out of like the 12, like two of them were like ones that I'd be like yes, I like
Yeah.
these. But I mean, it's whatever. They were free, so I can't be too upset. But
Yeah, they
um,
made glaze this time and I think it was like I think they took out the lemon and they put the glaze, so it was just or no, they took out chocolate, I think. Because I think I saw lemon. It was like lemon glaze and strawberry.
so that day that the Krispy Kreme was like open, around like maybe midday, right? Like 12 o'clock. Not the Krispy Kreme we went to, but the other one on the other side of town. There were so many people there. Do you
Oh,
remember that?
really? No, I actually don't.
It was on a bunch of people's stories. There were like it was like a line of like maybe 20 or 30 cars like backed up.
They were sold out
So
by like 10, at least the one that we
that's
went to.
that's what I'm saying. Like the normal ones were sold out by like 10. So they gave free dozens of just glazed donuts because they didn't have like the pretty ones.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
I
I
was like, I should
remember
have just
this,
gone
yes.
then. But it was also like, would it be guaranteed that I got the dozen in the first place? But they just
That's
got
true.
like 12 dozen. That was my spiel. I was just really upset when I found out that they got glazed. But I think like shortly after that, they just didn't have like any more donuts to give out. Which like you think about it, when Krispy Kreme does all this stuff, like how does it I think I was reading about this the other day. It's like how is it beneficial? I mean, it spreads their name out as a brand, but like money wise, how I'm sure like
Yeah,
giving
I
out that
saw
much money.
a TikTok and people and like some guy was like, "Is Krispy Kreme like doing okay? They're giving out so much free stuff."
Yeah.
And then people in the comments were like, "Apparently they make a lot of money off of coffee." And then all the other people were like, "No one gets coffee there. What are they talking about?"
No
So
one gets
honestly, I
Krispy
don't know.
Kreme coffee.
I don't know.
People get Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, "Who's getting coffee?" I mean, I'm sure there are, but like, I don't think coffee can do that much for them that it like
Unless they're like super, super overpriced coffee.
that's possible.
In elementary school, our music class, like we had like different electives, right? So like each one day would be like a certain elective. So like we had like library, computer lab, music, and then what was the other one? And PE. And we would do these things where it's like, so those are 4 days of the week, and then on Fridays every 6 weeks we would repeat one of the electives that we had done. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
we had like, oh wait, that just was not necessary information. Anyways, um, and there's like a section every like once in a while our music teacher would do like karaoke, and we would do like karaoke, and there were always like 3 or 4 songs on repeat. I was talking to my brother about this recently, but Bubbly was always like the girls' go-to song. Like,
That's kind of surprising me because I like always thought a lot of people didn't know that song.
well, here's the thing. I think out of like the karaoke like jukebox thing that we had, it was like
Mm-hmm.
Bubbly was on there. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which a lot of girls also. I think. Hold on, I'll get to that. Skater Boy
Yeah.
by Avril Lavigne, and then Eye of the Tiger. These were like the big four ones that like a bunch of people sang. And I think when like as we got older, we sang like Girls Just Want to Have Fun and like
Right.
Skater Boy. But I think when we were younger, we sang probably. I don't know. I just remember the music video so well because it like was always on for karaoke.
For Bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
just
like a
didn't
very
remember the music
aesthetic
video.
kind of. I don't know. I just remember being really like I didn't understand why so many. I mean, I guess it's like a pretty song, but I was like, I don't think I understand what the song was talking about because it's like it starts in my toes and then I crinkle my nose, and I was like, what are we talking about? I was like, it just didn't make sense, but that's
Is
in
it
the
talking
past.
about like the feeling of wait?
Love?
Yeah, I was gonna say the feeling of love.
Or maybe it is about love.
Yeah, I think it is.
Just did not understand that as a kid. I think I thought like the song was like about like being ticklish for like the longest time.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because as a kid, I didn't really like pay attention to like the lyrics and stuff.
I feel like even now, like I'm really bad at paying attention to lyrics until like someone's like, "Oh, like these lyrics are really good." Then I'll like take time to look at them. But like whenever I'm like first listening to a song, I just like listen to the song and I'm just like enjoying the song. But then,
I got a TikTok on the For You page a while ago, but it was like, what makes a song for you? And then like people were putting like different percentages for like how much of like the beat or like
hmm
it came down to like the lyrics or like the instrumental melody part.
yeah,
Um, and I realized like I'm probably like 75 lyrics. If your
really.
lyrics are garbage, then I'm not gonna like it.
I think I'm more instrumental. Like a lot of the music stuff, like I would pay attention, and I think it's because I like play piano and stuff. Like I just pick out the drums and
Yeah,
things like that. Like I always just pay attention to those a lot.
I like I like the instrumental stuff and I find it like really cool. And if there's like something like ever like I don't think I can really appreciate the instrumentals if it's not live because it's like I can't see
Mm-hmm.
like what's being done in like the studios like when it comes to like bands and stuff who do it. It's like I would like to see them do it, but then like in that case I find like the instrumentals like very interesting. Like that one video I showed you of like um Five Sauce like harmonizing their guitars.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Right, but like that's only something I could appreciate live.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. So this week we're going to do the segment Dear Diary, Here's What Happened. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to read off book titles. And from the titles alone, we have to guess what the plot of the book is. And then we'll compare it to like the actual plot and see how off we are. That's pretty much the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we do movies? I think movies is easier.
Okay, cool. Because books like the titles are always so vague. Here is Spiral.
Spiral. Okay.
Oh, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
That's all we know. Okay. This is what we got.
All right. Is that Chris Rock? Oh, it is. Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. All right.
How did you see all that? Where did you? Oh, I see their names.
Well, I saw Chris Rock as a, like the dude, and
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
was like, oh, that he looks familiar. Um, okay. I think I don't think it's horror. I think it's action. Or did it say horror?
I think it's horror. I think it's like
Oh,
crime. No, I think it's a horror mystery or
okay.
something.
I think it'll be like a horror action thriller, and Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson are like these two detectives or something, and they're in charge of like finding. There's this bad guy, this bad, creepy guy, I guess, who keeps like, or a ghost or something, I don't know, that keeps putting these spirals everywhere around town, like the town or whatever. And they find these spirals, and they kind of have to like, they're like, like in or Falcon and Winter Soldier, they have like the flag smashers, like symbols, kind of like
Yeah.
that. Um, and then they ultimately just have to find the person and kill them.
Maybe like, like some like um movies and stuff, like the person who's like going around and like killing people, they'll like have like a symbol. Maybe every time like that person like kills someone or does something, or I don't know like what they do, I guess. But like
Yeah.
whatever happens, they'll put like their mark, and their mark is a spiral.
Right. Yeah. I just don't know if it's like a supernatural being, because if it's like horror, I've always just like in my head and just like, oh yeah, horror means that it'll be like supernatural, but that's not necessarily true. Like it can be horror without. Okay, are we looking at this? All right.
I think we're pretty close. Detectives take charge of an
Uh,
investigation into murders that are eerily reminiscent of the city's gruesome past, and they're
oh, it's
trapped
a
in a
game. Who's
deepening
in the?
mystery.
Is
Of the
that who?
cast.
Is that the with? Hey yo, that's Veronica's mom.
You right. From
It's
Riverdale?
the cast. You know who Chris Rock is?
Mm-mm.
He voices the zebra in Madagascar. I forgot the zebra's name.
Marty?
Marty. Yeah. So you've got Marty, you've got Nick Fury, and you've got Hermione.
I couldn't remember her name. I was like, what is her name? Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's do Finding You. So we know it's a romance movie. That's all we got.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, who's in this?
I don't know who they
I
are.
don't recognize either of these people. Okay.
Okay, so there's a map on here from
Yeah,
NYC to, what does that say?
Ireland.
Ireland.
Yes.
Oh, is that Kat McNamara? Yes, it
Oh, I
is.
think it is.
Yeah.
But
I don't know who the other people are. So
yeah.
I think these two kids,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I think they might have met
Yeah.
like online, or like they like somehow like met each other. And
Yeah.
then one of them goes on a mission to find the other person when suddenly they're not online anymore. Maybe
Okay.
like they think, maybe they're like, OMG, like I want to find her or him or whoever's finding the other person. Actually, I'm gonna pick. I think the guy is gonna go search for this girl, and he's in
Okay.
Ireland. No, no, wait.
Okay.
He's got to be in New York. The plane is going to Ireland. The girl is from Ireland. And
Okay.
the guy gives me more Ireland vibes. So let me go back. The girl is going to be in New York City. And then I think let's do this. She gets accepted into something in Ireland. So she's like, I'm going to go to Ireland. And then she
Okay.
finds this guy, but like has no idea, but finds him super interesting. So then she's on a mission to find him. And then Kat McNamara comes in as her friend and is all like, I know this dude, I'll help you. And then it shows a grandma here. So this grandma lady, I think she is the dude's grandma, and he's all like, I like want to meet her. And then she's all like, love, it requires patience. You need to be patient. And she's being all inspirational, and the guy's all like, okay, I'll find her. And then they find each other, and they move to New York together.
Okay.
Now it's your
Great.
turn.
My turn. Okay. So I think I've got multiple theories going on. They're all working. So either like when they were younger, this Irish dude, because I do agree with you. I think the guy gives off more Irish energy than the girl. But I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be surprised if the girl was Irish, you know?
Right, yes.
Um, but for this sake, I'm gonna make the guy the Irish one.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy, he came over like years and years ago, came over to New York City, I'm presuming, where the girl's from, and like met up with her, and they had like a little like sweet romance kind of thing. And then he went back, and then he was like over like a couple of years had passed, and they for some reason like she had a reason to like get in contact with him, and she's like, oh my god, I loved you all this time, blah blah blah. So she packs everything up and like goes over to Ireland to see this guy. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
that is I think the theory that I have working the most. um but another theory is like she's going to Ireland for like um just like I don't know, maybe like a trip or something, like for school. For some reason she's going to Ireland and ends up meeting this guy in Ireland, and like her entire life has changed, and she's like, oh wow. But yeah, I think I think we're kind of on the same page of like how the plot goes.
Let's
Because I
see.
think
What's
it's
the
set in
plot?
Ireland. I don't think there's any reason for it to
Oh, the
not be.
girl. Is a girl named Finley? I guess. Okay. Violinist. Oh, violinist. Not that we guessed that. But
Okay,
violinist travels to an Irish coastal village to begin her semester. I knew it. I knew she had some reason to go to Ireland. She's studying abroad. At the bed and breakfast run by, she encounters. I was pretty on
why
point
did
with this.
why didn't we just assume it would be like the traditional like,
I
oh, she
I
falls
said
in
they
love with
met
the
up
host
at a
family?
cafe. At least I think I said that. I said they met up at a cafe, and they like run into each other. And oh, he's an actor. He's filming some medieval movie franchise, and romance
What?
sparks. Beckett ignites a journey of discovery for Finley, transforming her heart, her music, and her outlook on
We were
life.
pretty close.
Yep, that was pretty good. Okay, let's see. Let's go next. Okay, profile. The connection is virtual. The danger is real. Does that say on under the O? No, it doesn't. It says
Yeah,
you
it
can't leave
does.
that. It does say on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it says profile, but the
Mm-hmm.
O is like it looks like a record button kind of. So it's like
Oh, that's good observation.
so it's like a red flash or a red circle, and it says like on, so it would be like something's on, like recording or like the camera's on or something. Um, well, based on the other pictures we see, I think this girl is she creates this online, I guess, like dating profile or something, and she finds a guy and she falls in love with him, but I guess he turns out to pose some kind of danger upon her because it says the connection is virtual, the danger is real. So if it says the danger is real, then I would assume the main character would like be facing the danger instead of
Right.
inflicting the danger. That's pretty much like I don't see anything else like really to it.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like you had it kind of like what I was thinking. Like it's called profile. The connection is virtual, so it's got to be some virtual like thing, like connection between two people, and then one of them is not who they say they are.
Yeah, it could work both ways.
Let's
See
see.
what the plot is.
An undercover British journalist risks her life by
So we just
infiltrating.
weren't right.
Okay.
Profile follows an undercover British journalist in her quest to bait and expose a terrorist recruiter through social media. Oh, is this a new movie? Oh, it is. Oh, it
These
hasn't
are
come
all
out.
new
Oh no,
movies.
it comes out.
Oh,
Oh, it
wait.
comes out today.
Yeah, because I just looked at movies and like all the recent stuff came up. Okay, let's go to. Let's do this Separation movie.
Okay.
It's a horror movie. So there's a little girl, well,
Mm-hmm.
seems to be a little girl outside. It won't let go, and some creepy thing staring at her through the door.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they can't be separated, and some ghost kind of thing keeps following her around.
Yeah.
And I guess people try to work to break the connection. It could be like one of those things where like she moves into a house or something, and like the girl goes into her room, and then like that ghost spirit was there, and then attaches himself with her.
I think this creepy clown looking thing has some kind of connection with the little girl. That's why it's like it won't let go. Like there's no separation.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's definitely like part of the plot. Um, oh, separation. This is a different one. Oh, I miss you, mommy. Oh,
This is the
does
same
the girl
one.
go missing?
I think the mom died.
Oh, that's what you think?
I think the mom died, and like obviously like the girl's like sad and stuff, and maybe like the ghost is somehow connected to like what happened with the mom.
See, I think the ghost somehow had like kidnapped the daughter and then came back to write "I miss you, mommy" on the daughter's picture and like this red blood looking thing, so it like stress out the parents and be
Oh,
like, oh,
yeah.
like I miss you, mommy, and it's like, oh, is that my daughter's like blood or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, wait. Okay. Let's see the plot.
So I think the plot I'm going with is the girl gets kidnapped by this ghost thing, but the ghost doesn't make any effort to let her go. Okay,
A lonely
what the
little
frick is
girl
this?
finds solace in her artist's father and the ghost of her dead mother.
The mom is dead, but I guess the ghost of
Is the ghost the dad? Because that's what I was thinking. I thought the ghost could have
no,
like
the dad's
possibly
alive.
the ghost. I don't know if it's a ghost. We're assuming it's a ghost. Maybe it's just a being.
Is there a better plot?
Um.
So the mom and dad are both super busy, so they don't have
Mhm.
time for the little girl.
Yeah.
So she plays with her puppets and
And they move. So
like
they moved to a new house, like with maybe
the
the
babysitter after the
yeah.
mom died.
And so in the house is where all the scary stuff is.
The puppets come to life, and the girl's the only one that can see them. When the motives of the ghoulish creatures become clear, the lives of everyone are put very much in jeopardy.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think
I
we did
don't
all
know.
right.
I think we were like on base for some of it, but I think we were also kind of off.
Yeah. Okay, let's just see one more. So we're doing Walking with Herb. It's a
All
comedy
right.
movie.
Um,
They look like they're golfing. Is that a golf bag they're holding?
I think it is golf. Like in the next picture over, he's holding a golf club, isn't he? On a bike.
I honestly cannot tell.
Okay. Um, all right. I think the two older people, the people that aren't George Lopez,
Mm-hmm.
I think they've
Is that a parrot?
some kind of animal looking thing.
He's holding an animal on a motorcycle.
Okay, here's what I think. I think this the other people, the two older people are a couple,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they've I think this old dude is like a golf like master,
Yeah.
and but he's like retired from the sport. And then I think George Lopez is Herb,
Yeah.
and I think George Lopez is this macho dude. So like because it says walking with Herb, trust and believe. So I
Yeah.
think he like comes off as like super scary to like the two older people, but he's like, I want to become a better golfer because I have this sick motorcycle and I just want to be able to show off or something with his penguin looking animal. I don't know what it is.
It looks like a fat parrot or something.
But so they go so he's like driving to them, meets up with them, and then the old guy's like, "All right, I'll take you under my wing. I'll teach you how to become a better golf player." And then they just go across the country on the motorcycle and play golf tournaments.
Just never lose hope.
Yeah,
So
never
maybe
lose hope on
something
losing a
bad
golf
happened
game.
and like they had a little like, disagreement. But then they come
Over
together
golf?
and they play golf. I don't know over golf, maybe just about like life. Like maybe something might have happened.
You think that's their parent? That's George Lopez's parents,
No,
or
no, 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 no,
no?
no, no. I think like he meets them and like they do golf together. I don't know where this golf, like we're assuming it's golf, but it may
Yeah.
it could be unrelated to golf. But like I think like something could have happened where like they got into some kind of argument and maybe he was like, "You're not helping me," and he's like, "I'm trying to teach you," and he's like, "No," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then eventually they overcome it and they become experts.
At golf?
Yes, this is a golfing movie. Amid a crisis of fate, an amateur golfer receives a startling message from God on his computer screen.
Okay. So who's the god? Or who's God
Oh,
then?
Joe embarks, whoever Joe is. Oh,
Joe's the
Joe's
old guy.
the old person. Okay, as Joe embarks on a spiritual journey along with God's personal messenger and motorcyclist, Herb, Joe learns to make a
George
difference.
Lopez is God's personal messenger and motorcyclist.
I guess, and he learns to make a difference and face his
What?
fears. Who is the golfer?
Right.
A bank executive
Former
and former
amateur
golf.
golfer.
Okay, so Herb was not Herb. The other dude was the golfer, but he's an amateur. He's not a pro.
No, no, no. Herb is George Lopez. Joe's the
Yeah.
old guy.
Oh, Joe is no. Herb is George Lopez.
Yeah, Joe's the old guy.
Yeah, Joe is the bank executive and former amateur golfer.
So who's the lady?
I don't know, maybe someone who they meet on their journey. Journey to where? I don't know.
Joe is stunned when God tells him that he's been chosen to inspire the world and play in a world championship golf tournament.
And he's only an amateur, so he's all like, I can't do this.
God made George Lopez
the lady's his wife because they have the same last name. Like Joe and Sheila, they have the same last name, so I'm sure they're married.
So George Lopez is God's personal assistant with the motorcycle, and he helps this old Joe dude who works in a bank. And he's like, and God told Joe, or he told George Lopez, but George Lopez told Joe that he needs to participate in this golf tournament. And
yes.
This is a movie about faith.
And it's a comedy.
Interesting.
We had a wide range of movies.
So we weren't too off though. Like
I would like to say I was pretty spot on with finding you.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else is kind of iffy, but
I just realized, like, if we take more time to just look at movie posters, do you think we could just like have a better idea of what the movie's about before we watch it? Like normally,
probably.
But it's like that's what trailers are for, I guess.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. If you liked it, please give us a follow, and we'll be back next week for another episode.